Hey, everybody. Y'all come on in here. Let me talk to you. I got some stuff to say. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Let me. Hey, y'all. It's lunchtime. It's time to lunch and learn. Y'all ready? Who's here? Let me know who's here. I'm going to go in and share this. Let me know who's here. Y'all, we're getting ready to break some stuff down. We're getting ready to break some stuff down. All right. So God has been, when I tell you God has been dropping stuff, activating stuff, clarifying stuff, right? All day. God has been doing that. And I am so excited about what he's doing, because what it does is it is allowing me to share some things that God is doing and transforming. Hey, Marquita, all the way from Nigeria. What's up, sis? So look, y'all, check this out. This is what I want you to get. I need you to understand this. Many of us are in a place where we're trying to figure out what in the world is God doing. It seems as though our lives have been flipped upside down. All kinds of things are happening all at the same time, simultaneously. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Linda. So we've got all of this stuff that's going on in our life, and we just trying to figure out what in the world's going on. What's happening? What is going on? Y'all, I came to give y'all some good news. Listen, I just got out of a Zoom meeting with some doctoral candidates, and, we're working on their literature reviews, helping them to get clear. And one of them said this to me. She said, Dr. V, you ask the right questions. See, y'all are asking, what in the world is God doing? That's not the question. That's not the question that you need to be asking. You're asking, what in the world is God doing? God is simply being God. I don't know if you all remember when God is talking to Job, and Job is asking God these questions, and God said to Job, who are you to question what I do and how I do it? Who are you? And Job was like, well, wait. He's like, were you there at the foundations of the world when I laid the world out? Were you there? Were you there when I did this? Were you there when I did that? And Job was like, well, no, I wasn't. Then why are you questioning what I do? Baby, y'all asking the wrong question. You asking, what in the world is God doing? You need to shift your question. Your question needs to be, y'all ready? Y'all put in the comment, what's the question? Say, what's the question, Dr. V? But what's the question, Doctor? Y'all ask me what the question is. You asking, what in the world is God doing? And I'm going to tell y'all what the question that God revealed to me that we need to be asking. God, what in the world are you doing? God, why are you doing this? God, why is this happening to me? God, why do I always have to be the one that goes through? God, da, 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 da. Thank you, class. Thank you, Stacy. Your question needs to be, God, what do you need me to do? God, what do you need me to do? Not God, what in the world are you doing? God, what do you need me to do? Because there's something that God needs you to do. The reason that everything is shifting, the reason that things are changing, the reason that all hell is breaking loose, the reason that everything is getting flipped upside down, the reason that all of that is happening is because it's designed to get you to do something that God needs you to do. And you've not done it yet. So you need to ask God, what do you need me to do? Even in the most chaotic situation, right? Even in the most chaotic situation, God, what do you need me to do in this? Not God, what are you doing? No, God, what do you need me to do? See, when you understand from God what he needs you to do, then you can engage in the appropriate response to the situation and the circumstances that you face. God, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? I know what it looks like, God. I know what it looks like. I know it looks crazy. I know it looks insane. But God, what do you need me to do with this? God, all of this stuff is happening. Clearly, something is going on. I may not understand all of it. I don't know exactly why it's happening. But God, what do you need me to do? God, my business is a mess. I don't understand why it's happening the way it's happening. I don't understand why people are treating me the way they're treating me. But God, what do you need me to do? And check this out. Woo! When God tells you what he needs you to do, don't ask him the question and then not do it. God, what do you need me to do? This is what I need you to do. When Jesus was on the mount with Peter, James, and John, and he had just had an encounter with Moses and Elijah, and they were standing there, Jesus had this incredible experience, and Peter decided that based on the experience, there was something that he thought that, he might need to do. He said, Jesus, do you want me to build a memorial? Like I can build a memorial for each of you. That ain't what God needed him to do. So check this out. Y'all, I love it when God brings things together. So Peter thought that what he needed to do was build a memorial, right? But then there was a cloud that descended. Jesus didn't even get a chance to answer. Jesus couldn't even say nothing. The cloud descended upon them. And from the cloud, there was a loud booming voice that said, "This is my beloved son. Do whatever he tells you to do." Listen to him. Listen to him. This is my son that I love. Listen to him. So Peter was trying to build something. What God needed him to do was listen to Jesus. Peter was trying to construct something to memorialize the situation. And what God needed him to do was listen to Jesus. Whole time Jesus trying to prepare them for what's getting ready to come. So Peter's response is not surprising. After Jesus had turned himself in and submitted himself to authorities, he want to cut the man's ear off. Peter, you doing too much. I didn't tell you to do that. Just like he wanted to build and construct the memorial, he wanted to do something because he said, Jesus, that won't happen to you on my watch. He was more concerned about what happened on his watch than he was about listening to Jesus. Jesus had already told him what was going to happen. He had already forewarned him, already let him know what was going to happen. But he wanted to do what he wanted to do. So, you surprised that he denied him? He wasn't listening. If he had been listening, he would have been prepared to give the appropriate response when things happened. So often, we're not listening to God. So our response is wrong. Now we've given a wrong response. What do? Fix our response and ask the simple question, God, what do you want me to do? I promise you, if you do what God wants you to do, you're going to get the result that God desires in a situation. Did I say the result you desire? I didn't say that. I said the result God desires. Because there's a reason that everything that happens in your life happens. And it's designed to get you to a place of destiny. But getting to a place of destiny doesn't mean that everything is smooth. It doesn't mean that everything looks the way you want it to look. It doesn't mean that everything feels the way you want it to feel. It simply means that everything that you encounter is designed to prepare you to be the person that you need to be for where he's taking you. I like that. Like, that excites me. You can't lose. You can't lose. Literally, everything that's happening in your life is designed to produce the person that you need to be for where he's taking you. So, while other people are asking, what in the world is God doing? You need to just ask, God, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do, God? What is it that you're desiring from me? And watch what he does. So, okay, quick little story. I want to let y'all know how real this is, right? So, hmm, I did a boot camp, a dissertation boot camp, right? I did the boot camp. I did it for people at a particular school, and it wasn't a lot of people, to choose from, but I had two people. One person was like, yes, I'm all the way in. Another one was like, I want to be in, but I know I'm missing some. I know I'm going to be missing some days and stuff. And so, but I really want to do it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Right. So check this out. I said, you got it. I'm going to do recordings and you'll be able to get the recordings. Okay. I'm in. Both of them happen to be my proteges in the process. Right. And both of them have information that the other one needs. So today I said, no, listen, I'm getting ready to connect y'all. Now, I didn't know that one of the people did what she did, but I knew that I heard God say they need each other. I said, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Instead of trying to do them separately, I'm going to put them together. When I put them together, what came out was that one had information and feedback that she could give from the perspective of the person that the other one was looking to study. And the other one had information and resources that the other one needed for what she was doing. Do you see what I'm telling you? Now, we could have said, God, what in the world are you doing? But what was the better question is, God, what do you need me to do? And what he told me to do was get them together, get them both on a Zoom. Then he said, I want you to go ahead and schedule a live. I want you to schedule a live because I need you to talk to the people. I need you to tell the people and stuff. You started something this morning. You started something with that live you did this morning. You started something, and I need you to tell the people that they're asking the wrong question. Now, when I set it up, listen, I need y'all to understand when I set it up, I was just going to talk about what in the world is God doing. That's about what God is doing in this season. But while I was in the Zoom, the woman said, you know what? She said, Dr. V, we're asking the wrong question. I said, absolutely. You're asking the wrong question. You're asking the wrong question. She said, Dr. V, I need you to understand that God has gifted you to ask the right questions to help people figure out what questions they need to ask. So here we are. And while you're asking what in the world God is doing, I'm telling you, it is the wrong question that you ask. You need to ask God, what do you need me to do? God, what is it that you need of me? God, what you want me to say? God, where do you need me, God, in this situation? You see, we want to focus on what we feel like we are owed and what we are due. My God. We want to focus on what we feel like we are owed and what we are due. I deserve this. Wow. When God simply, hey, beautiful, listen, won't he do it? Disrupt, folks. Come on now. Come on. You just asked God the question, why would he awaken and quicken me all the way in North Carolina to ask the question, the very question that you asked him this morning, and then say, baby, that's the wrong question. You need to just ask him, God, what do you need me to do? Because it may be that you can't handle the full answer of what he's doing. right now. You can't handle all of that. But what you can handle is the piece of the puzzle that you play a part in, which is, what do you need me to do? You can't handle what I'm doing. You in grown folk business now. What in the world is God doing? Well, you can't handle all that, because I'm doing a lot of things for different people in the same situation and scenario, and it's designed for everything to work together for the good of everyone involved. But my God, today, even though it may seem as though there are competing needs, it may seem as though there are competing desires, that it may even seem like they're conflicting needs and conflicting desires. God is doing what he does, reconciliation. He is reconciling us back into him and us back into one another. There is a spirit of reconciliation that has been released out on the land. And it may not look like it when you look at what's going on over there with Russia and the Ukraine, but there's a spirit of reconciliation that is taking place in the earth realm. And what you got to understand is there's a part that you are to play in this reconciliation that God is doing. And it ain't about you, boo. It's not. It's not. It's bigger than you. It's way bigger than you. It is a spirit of reconciliation that is healing generational curses and bondage. God is breaking all that stuff up. He's breaking up the fallow ground of our hearts. He's breaking up the fallow grounds of our families. He's breaking all of that up. And yeah, some people gonna say some jacked up ish in the process. People gonna do some jacked up ish in the process. It is what it is. Some people are gonna question you, doubt you, lie on you, say this about you, say that about you. Don't get caught up in that. You need to ask God the question, which is the main question. The only question you need to be worried about is, God, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? Hey, Jessica, what's going on, Jackie? Y'all share this. If this is blessing you, share this, because there's some people that are asking the exact same question that I posted. What in the world is God doing? But listen, if you be of God, I need y'all to hear me. If you be of God and have his spirit flowing through you, change your question. God, what do you need me to do in this? What do you need me to do? What does my response need to be, God, in this situation? See, we responding out of the natural, but we got to respond out of the spirit. I'm not just talking about y'all. I'm talking about me too. Y'all think I don't never respond out of the natural? You don't? Oh, you can look at my ex-husband's page. He put a video up, made a little slick comment. Baby, I had to get him. Boom, boom. Baby, don't play with me. What are you doing? What? What? I did it proudly too. First comment. Oh, this nigga want to throw. Oh. Boom. I didn't hear the TikTok where it said, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you post that. No, it wasn't getting through. Because no, I was going to say what I needed to say. And I was going to say what I needed to say. Okay? I was going to say it. Oh, you want to act like you don't know where that come from? You want to act like you don't know why I wasn't cooking? You want to act like you don't know? Let me refresh your memory and let the people know. For all of the people that are like, oh my God, he's such an amazing man. Oh my God, why didn't she cook for him? Because he was talking about my cooking. Well, that's not how my grandmama do it. That's not how my mama do it. That's it. Who finna listen to that? Not me. You for what? No. Okay, sir, you got that. You got the kitchen, bruh. You got it. That was a natural response. There was no response needed, but I felt like I needed to make a response because I felt like I need to redeem myself. I need to redeem me. But there was no response needed. But I felt like there was a response needed. That was my flesh. My flesh wanted to respond. My flesh be wanting to respond to a lot of stuff. So what I have to do is bring my flesh under what? Subjection. I have to bring my flesh under subjection. Because what my flesh wants and what God wants is often at enmity with one another. I want to redeem myself. God said, I want to redeem you. Let me redeem you. And when I redeem you, you ain't got to throw no shots. When I redeem you, you ain't got to protect you because I'm protecting you. You ain't got to figure it out because I've already figured it out. You just need to ask me the right question. Daddy, what do you need me to do? Listen, being with my father during this season has taught me so much about God. When I tell y'all, I'm understanding more and more and more what it means to be God's daughter as I learn how to be a daughter to my daddy. God is using him. If my daddy, if he looked like something is up, like, daddy, you need me to do something? Immediately, if it looks like something is off, I want to know, daddy, do you need me to do something? Daddy, what can I do to help? How can I lighten the load? You need me, daddy? What if we were like that with God for real, y'all? Instead, we look at situations and circumstances and we want to tell God, like, God, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Why I gotta do this? What's going on? I don't understand. You ain't gotta understand. You just need to do what he needs you to do. You ain't gotta understand it. Our understanding is limited. I'm a prophet of the Most High God, and I'm a prophet for real. But my vision and my sight is limited to what he allows me to see. He doesn't allow me to see everything. If I saw everything, it would be too much. I wouldn't be able to handle it. He allows me to see what he allows me to see. And then my question needs to be, God, what do you want me to do with this? What do you want me to do? What do you need from me in this situation? Now, what he needs from me may not be what I want to give. It may not. So then I got to shift. Subdue my flesh. Put my flesh into subjection so that I can do what God needs me to do. And if we did more of that, there would be a lot less judging going on. We spend so much time judging people. For what? You're not even doing what God told you to do. Why are you worried about what they're doing? Whether it's right or wrong is irrelevant because you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, which is wrong. 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 You not doing what you're supposed to be doing is just as wrong as them doing something that they're not supposed to do. So stop asking the wrong questions. God, why are they treating me like this? That's the wrong question. Wrong question. Because if you ever understand why someone who is engaging in insane behavior is engaging in the behavior that they're engaging in, if it makes perfect sense to you, you are officially insane with them because it's only going to make sense to someone who is equally insane. So while you trying to understand crazy, you going crazy. Going crazy, trying to understand crazy. You don't try to understand crazy. You say, God, what do you need me to do in this situation? What needs to be my response? And let me tell you this about our daddy. I'm going to tell y'all this, and some of y'all might not believe it. It's okay. It's your business. You like handle your life the way you want to. But when I was going through some of the most difficult times of my life, times when I thought that people knew me, times that I thought that people would have my back the way I had their back, and they didn't. Let me tell you what God showed me. He said, listen, some situations I allow to come up so that you can see who's who. Some situations I allow to come up so that you can see you. Some situations I allow you to come up so that you can see who's who. Some situations I allow to come up so that you can see you. And some situations I allow to come up so that you can see me. Some situations I allow to come up so you can see who's who. Some I allow to come up so that you can see you. And some I allow to come up so that you can see me in the midst of the situation. Listen, either way it goes, it cannot happen unless he allows it. He will not allow it unless you're going to benefit from it, even when it doesn't look like it. Y'all better stop looking at y'all situations like that. It's not hopeless. It's not over. God just getting started good. Man, that's exciting to me. It's exciting. You didn't waste no time. You didn't waste no energy and no effort. It wasn't wasted. It was all a part of your training day. All a part of your training. That's all. You're just in training. It's okay. Everybody has a role. Every situation plays a part. Every one of my marriages plays a part in me being who I am. You see, my husband is going to get an evolved me. My sister today, Apostle Tammy, was talking about you don't need permission to evolve. She's absolutely correct, right? We ought to always be in a state of evolving. We ought to always be in a state of becoming, right? So listen, everything that happens is designed to facilitate your evolution into who he is creating you to be, which is more of who he created you to be in your mother's womb. Y'all, God is up to something. And it's huge and it's big, and you may not understand it. I know I don't always understand it, but this is what I'm here for. God, let's go. What we doing? You just tell me what we doing. Just tell me what you doing. What we doing? What we doing? That's right. That's right. Situations come to see who's who. See yourself and to see him. Come on. And then remember this. I talked about this morning. Hold on. Let me pull this up because I gotta share this with y'all because I want y'all to get this. I want y'all to get how deep this thing is that God is doing. Hold on, because I want to read the exact scriptures to you. Okay, here we go. In John chapter 9, the book of John chapter 9. I ain't trying to be real scriptural with you, but I'm getting ready to give you what the Lord gave me today because I believe it is a word for the people. John chapter 9, when Jesus healed the blind man, okay? Listen to this now. And the word reads, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation. It says, verse 1, as Jesus was walking along, he saw a man who had been blind from birth. Okay? Rabbi, his disciples asked him, why was this man born blind? Was it because of his own sins or his parents' sins? We'll pause right there for just 1 minute. Let me just talk about this. The man was born blind from birth. How could he have sinned? There was no way it could have been his sins, right? So the assumption is if it's not the man's sin, since he was born from birth, blind from birth, then it had to be his parents' sins. Y'all know how people do. If your child do something, they say, oh, well, their parents must not have raised them. Oh, the parents must not have this, or the parents must have this, or the parents must have that. No. Y'all better stop saying that over people's situations. You don't know what's going on, and you don't know what God is doing. This is what Jesus said. It was not because of his sins or his parents' sins, Jesus answered. This happened. Listen to me, y'all, because I'm getting ready to free some of y'all. This happened so that the power of God could be seen in him. God, why is this happening to me? Why? So the power of God can be seen in you. We must quickly carry out the task assigned us by the one who sent us. The night is coming, and then no one can work. But while I am here in this world, I am the light of the world. Do you understand that you are called to be the light of the world in the midst of your darkest situation, when it's looking like all hell is broken loose, when people are acting like you not who you are, they treating you all crazy, you dealing with craziness, crazy situations, crazy people saying crazy stuff, people believing the crazy stuff that people saying about you when they supposed to know you. It's as though no one seems to know you, and everything and everyone is coming against you. But this had to be so that the glory of God could be seen in you, so that the power of God could show up in your life, so that in the midst of the darkness you could still be a light. When everybody was turning away from you, and everybody was lying on you, and everybody was mistreating you, you still were showing up as the light of the world. And you got to understand that your light is bright, it's shining, and it cannot be hidden, should not be hidden under a bushel, because the fire that resides in you, if you put it under a bushel, you're going to catch the basket on fire, and everything is going to go up in smoke because you refuse to be the light. You refuse to be seen. You refuse to stand up because somebody done said something, because somebody took some shots at you. Yeah, I'm talking to me. I'm talking to me. That shot that was taken, he may say he wasn't intentionally taking no shot at me. Listen, whether it was intentional or unintentional does not matter. What matters is God gave me an opportunity in that situation to be a light, and I struck a match. You want to say slicks up? Psh, let me light this up, because I'll light it up. I'll light it up. Think I won't light it up now, because it's in there. It's in me. That fire that's in me, oh, it'll light up now. And I'll light some stuff on fire. God has allowed what has come into your life so that the glory and the power of God can show up and people will see it and know nobody but God could have done that. Nobody but God. When you look at the situation with me and my daddy, nobody but God could have done that. Nobody but God. Only God could have worked that thing out the way that it has worked. Only God. Oh, it's confusing. People don't like it. People don't believe it. Oh, that ain't his child. Oh, I don't know. Oh, anything that people might feel, think, or believe is absolutely irrelevant. The truth of the matter is, nobody but God could have raised me all the way in Kentucky, a place where my daddy hadn't been since he was 18, 19 years old, but deposited me as a seed. The seed was birthed. He didn't even know the seed was birthed. I didn't know he existed. I'm raised by a man who loved me and was the best father he could be for me. All the way up to 55. I'm talking about loved my children and my children's children. He was daddy, granddaddy, great granddaddy, wouldn't leave until the last baby was born. Only after all of that to discover that that man was not my biological father. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, at the hacienda in North Carolina, resided my biological father, not knowing that I even existed. And after 55 years, God brought me to him. For me to be what he needed and him to be what I needed so that we could heal one another, mend the broken places, provide for each other what was needed so that we could move forward in our lives and our relationships with other people in a healthier fashion, so that we could see the love of God made manifest in all of this, because that is absolutely what is showing up. It is nothing but the love of God that would orchestrate that and bring us to this place that we find ourselves in, a place where I understand and I get him because I am him, and he can understand and get me because he is me. I'm flesh of his flesh, bone of his bone, seed of his seed. I am. There's absolutely no question, no doubt about it. I am my father's daughter. We are twins in so many ways. And so as I learn to love him and I love on him, not even learn to love him, just love him unconditionally, I learn to love me unconditionally. As he loves me unconditionally, he learns to love him unconditionally. And it is from that place of unconditional love that we find healing and restoration. Let me tell you what, this is what I know. My husband is going to be a real blessed man. This man is going to be so blessed. He's going to be so blessed. People are going to be looking like, is that the same Dr. V? Because she didn't used to do all that. It's not that I couldn't do those things. It's that doing those things had not benefited me. Doing those things seemed to put me in a place of vulnerability, and the vulnerability was used as weakness to destroy me. But to be able to have a place where I can be unapologetically me, feminine, a girl, vulnerable, and know that I'm safe, protected, and covered, is an amazing experience. So because I'd begun the healing process and started letting down the walls, God sent me to my daddy, for my daddy to love on me, protect me, nurture me, make sure I was good, to treat me the way God treats me. So that when my husband shows up, there's an expectation. If you can't treat me like this, you're not him. God didn't bring me here to be treated like this, to give me to a man that ain't gonna treat me like that. Now, if I do that, that's on me, because he told me I got choices. I'm not doing that. I like the way my daddy treat me. But God desires to mend every broken place in your life so that you don't have to light stuff up and you can be the light amidst the stuff. Come on, y'all. It's not wasted. Stop asking, what in the world is God doing? Ask God, Daddy, what do you need me to do? Y'all start asking the right question, you'll get the right answers. The answers that'll move you forward in your life and get you closer to your destiny. I'm good with it. Whatever you do, God, I'm good with it. I just want to know what you need me to do. So today, as you go throughout your day and you look at your situations of your life, God, what do you need me to do in this situation? What do you need me to do? And listen, can I tell y'all something? You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Stop. God didn't create us to have to prove our worth and our value to anyone. If people are trying to make you prove your worth and your value, it's because they lack self-worth and self-value. So because they've had to prove themselves, they want everybody else to prove themselves. No, I'm not doing it. Not this season. And this season, if you're going to love me, you're going to have to just love me because I'm going to just love you. If you want anything other than that from me, I'm not giving it. I'm not giving it. When the Pharisees and the Sadducees tried to get Jesus to prove who he was, Jesus like, I'm not doing that. For what? I know who I am. And when you know who you are, you ain't got to prove it to nobody. Period. You can just walk in it. Walk confidently in who God has created you to be. Walk confidently with your head held high and a smile on your face because you are a child of the King. The Most High is your daddy. Do you know who my daddy is? Do you know who my daddies are? Okay? I'm talking about my earthly daddy and my spiritual daddy. Do you know? You don't want none of them problems. You don't want them Oscar Wiggins Jr. problems, and you don't want them God problems. You don't want none of them problems because that's what it'll be if you mess with me. Problems. Okay? So if you want a life free of problems, don't mess with me because my daddies don't play about me. That's what God wants from us. That's what God wants, that level of confidence. So we can just walk our life out, live our life, love people. You owe nothing to no man but to love them. Y'all will get it. Y'all will get it. Hopefully y'all will get it. If you don't, keep asking questions. Just ask the right ones. Look, you guys, I love you guys to life and life more abundant. If you're in a place where you're stuck, you're trying to figure it out, you don't know what's next. God, what's next? I'm trying to figure it out. And you need some assistance, just getting clarity and figuring out what questions you need to ask. You need to say, I need help. I need help. I need help. We'll schedule a session and you can get a free session where we just talk about what it is that you're trying to accomplish, where you're trying to go. What do you hear God saying for your life? And then what your next steps are. If I'm the coach for you, we can set up something, figure out a coaching program that'll get you through it, and if not, it's okay. It is a seed that I sow in the lives of people. Now, this is what I'm going to say to y'all. You got to be serious about you because God is definitely serious about you. That said, I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. I know I am as I work from bed, not from home. I love you guys. Be blessed. Mwah.